again, I hinted we'd be going back to the 80s. I think it's 85 off the top of my head. So we're going back to Legend with Tim Curry in, so the Ridley Scott's Legend, and I'm going to do Dark Princess Lily. Now this dress was one of my dream dresses when I was a kid growing up. So hence I'm not going to put it on until I do this photo shoot because the collar is massive. But obviously I can do the makeup with you guys and have a chat and a moan, because, and the reason we're going to have a moan, pop that spot there. Went to Wales Comic Con yesterday. I have never seen a fiasco in my life for queuing. And I've been to MCMs, I've been to conventions where it's 3-day conventions and stuff like that. Take that out. And yeah. Gates were supposed to open at 11 for general. We got there just gone 11. We didn't get in till 1 o'clock because of the queue. We could have done the conga, it would have been quicker. Right, now I need to cover my bloody spots up as well in a minute. But yeah, so was not happy going to Wales Comic Con yesterday. Never seen a queue like it in my life. Right, now I've also got to cover these spots, which is always not fun. Right, so put my green primer on. But yeah, I have never stood in a queue to get into an MCM or a convention for 2 hours. I think the maximum I've ever done is like, well, it wasn't 2 hours, it was about just over an hour, I think we worked out. We stood in the queue. I think the most I've ever stood in the queue for is like half an hour to get in, not 30, over an hour. Needless to say, I probably won't be attending that one again. Right. What I want to do is cover these a little bit better. I actually got them quite well blended. They were worse than this yesterday and I went to Shepherd. So my poor Shepherd had to have all this blended out. So, and because it's Dark Princess Lily, there's no wig, so I'm going to have to use my mop of the hair. So what I'm going to do is just put this green colour corrector on and just let it soak into my skin while I do the rest. So I'm going to have green spots on me while I do the rest of my eyebrows. And I'm probably, yeah, I'm going to have to do this a bit backwards. Normally I do my eye makeup and then my foundation, but because Dark Lily has her eyeliner like literally come out here and smoked out, I'm going to have to do it all my face. Just realised that. But we'll do our brows first, as usual. And I'm not doing 80s brows or the thin brows. She can have a modern twist and have my brows. But they'll be black. So I'll get my black pencil. That needs sharpening. So yeah. Needless to say, I don't think we attended very long for the Comic Con. The only reason we went is because I actually had tickets to get autographed by Ralph Savage. Hence by my background, I'm a massive fan. Just sharpen this pencil. But obviously he didn't attend and I did get my money back for that. But I still had the tickets, so I was like, oh, sod it, I'll attend anyway. Wish I just claimed the tickets back, to be honest. For what Wales was. I think we spent more time in the car. But there you go. If you enjoy that kind of thing, that is kudos to you for going, but I don't think Wales is for me anymore. I wish I went to Birmingham MCM the week before. But there you go. Right. Normal points for my eyebrows. No cut out eyebrow this week. I do love my cut out eyebrow. Right, draw my lines so I can get them straight across the front. It's just my sketchy lines. Just try and get them as neat as possible. As neat as possible. So yeah, that was my moan for Wales Comic Con. I don't think I will be attending again. Though I did see a tally in the queue, and obviously I was shepherd. And it would have been nice to get photos of her, but by the time I got in, she disappeared, so probably legged it, didn't blame her. I don't know. I've got a couple of friends attending today, so they'll be able to tell me if the queue was any better. I don't know what they were faffing at. I have no idea at all. So I'm looking in the mirror behind. Oh, that one's a bit lower. Take that off. Yeah, that was that. What else? Oh yeah, I've had the week off work. So I've actually got to go back work tomorrow, which sucks, but hey, we've got to earn the pennies. And we are starting to plan some big costumes for next year, because hopefully cons will be back properly. And I personally prefer cons like KidsCon and IOCon, NamiCon, because it's more social than the MCMs. MCMs are good for day trips, but I don't think I could spend like 3 days at an MCM. That's just me personally. I like going to the Kitters and the Amis. Is more social. I've got a lot of friends I've made over the years at these events, and we only meet up at these flipping events, really. Which is sad. It's very sad. But that's life, I suppose. Right, brush the front. Brush the front out. And they still look old. Why? Why do this to me? Right. I think it's because I got them spot on yesterday. That's just life. Yeah, which one is it, the donut? That one. Needs to come back a bit more. There we go. Unfortunately, I got 2 slightly different shaped eye sockets. Comes from being a kid and falling off a chair when I was 8 and smacked the side of my head. Which was all good. Alright. So going in with my good old Stargaze. I use it for my, it's only eyeshadow, but I do use it for my brows and other things. Underlining and stuff. It's just a really good eyeshadow. But you'll probably find when I do a lot of my characters, or if you visit my Facebook page, link in bio, I do mainly, I did start out doing a lot of anime, obviously cosplay Oscar from Evangelion a lot, hence my my cosplay name, but I would say in the last 5, 6, probably more 8 years, I've moved more into the retro cartoons, or films, or games. Definitely cosplayed a lot of more gaming type, more than actual anime. Which kind of feels a bit weird, because obviously when you come to, people generally sometimes don't recognise you. I know that looks a terrible mess. I will try and clean it up in a minute. People generally don't recognise them. They're like, oh, what's this character? Well, if you grew up in the 80s, like I did, you would know. Really bad, I know. I'm just going to take some of this excess off. I'm going to clean it up when I cut in as well. She more has a monobrow, but I'm not going to do a monobrow. So yeah, I've moved into like the games, the retro cartoons and stuff like that. And that's where more of my cosplay is going. Obviously, during lockdown, I created this series on my Facebook page, and I'm trying to find half a ton of stuff. I had to take half my makeup with me to touch up at con, and I've lost half of it. It's not that one. So a lot of people, especially the younger crowd, not necessarily know who I am. So I'm going in with my Dermacol to create my concealer stroke carving in, and prime my eyes as well, because I use turn it round technique eye primer, and I just mix the two together. But yeah, so a lot of the younger crowd I find generally don't know who I am. It's like, yeah, okay. Why do I cosplay obscure things? Then the last time I cosplayed Dark Lily, it was at an anime, and I can't remember what year it was. Excuse me, I got a runny nose from standing out in the cold yesterday for like, thank God I wore shirt because I would have been freezing. God knows how long. I think the last time I cosplayed her was, it was definitely at an anime, and the guy who ran the masquerade and was the cosplay hospital, I actually roped into doing his darkness again, and we clothed the masquerade as Dark Lily and Darkness, which was quite fun. I think I made his day, because that year I also did Dale Arden from Flash Gordon, the gold, so the black dress with the gold shoulders, which took me about 3 months to hand bead that bloody shoulder guard. Getting high on E6000 glue. Don't recommend it. You end up with terrible headaches. Really bad headaches from E6000. Oh, I haven't done my bags. I remembered. They're not too, well no, they are bad today, because I spent most of the yesterday shattered. So I just use a red lipstick as a corrector for dark circles. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that. Yeah, so yeah, we both the masqueraders, Dark Lily and Darkness, and like I said, I did Flash Gordon, Dale Arden, with the gold shoulder guard, which took me freaking ages to bead. About 3 months to bead that gold shoulder guard. It's still in the loft, I think. I don't want to know what condition it's in. Probably in bad need of repair. Probably all the glue's disintegrated. But yeah, the cosplay officer, also went as Flash Gordon, so we got Dale Arden and Flash Gordon together, which was awesome. I had Sarah as well as the ball. Took some pretty epic costumes that year. I think the only one that kind of got vaguely recognised was Dark Lily. Never mind, like I say, I do like really random costumes. Right, just going to blend that out and soften the front of the eyebrow. It's just how I soften the eyebrow, it just works for me. There are many ways. There's no right or wrong, I don't think, when it comes to makeup. Each different technique works for different people. And then we can just lightly put that back in. Sometimes it's just a tad too strong. I'm going to put that brush. Oh, you're going to learn such klutz, aren't you? I'm klutz. And I put things down and lose them in 30 seconds. Quite often. Where are you going there? That's not a brush. That's my carving in brush. I don't want my carving in brush. I did it yesterday. I did it this morning. I put the, oh, there it is. Oregano down. I couldn't find it. we're cooking. Right, there we go. So that's just a little bit lighter brown at the front. So what I've got to do now is also lighten my face because she's very freaking pale. I'm just gonna soften that green bit. Now it's warmed up on my skin. It should blend in a little bit better. So just let the heat of my skin warm it up. Just gonna add a little bit more. And dab it in with my finger. There we go. And as you can see, the colour corrections work quite well. Right, so before I rub it on anymore, I need to lighten my skin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this shade of Stuff by Technique and mix it on my hand. I always mix a lot of things on the back of my hand with my, this is probably my more expensive foundation, and it's the only foundation that works when I want to go lighter. And it's Miracle Touch, and this one is in Cream Ivory, if anyone's interested. So anyway, yeah, so that year I remember doing those cosplays, and I think Lili was the only one that got noticed, or everyone kind of realised what I was. But never mind. That is life. Right, I'm just trying to just get some out on the back of my hand. And then add a blob. This will give you a lovely shine as well, of this light shade adjuster. It will work. The only problem is I'm so tanned at the moment. You can see, like, look at the difference, but I need to go lighter. It won't make me pure white, that I need to be, but at least it'll let me go lighter enough to give the illusion of deathly pale skin. Especially when we've got a ring light when we do the photos. It will really show how lighter I am, even though I probably don't look it. I am going to be so much lighter. And make sure we blend down the neck and across. We're going to have to build this up, so bear with. So yeah, do a lot of retro. Unrecognised retro. That should be my signature, I think. Although, or the tea one that drinks shitloads of tea. Though, I was discussing with my other half, because obviously he's a cosplayer and he does all my photographs for me as well. Just going to blend that over my eye a little bit as well. Just to make it more even. He's like, you should change your name. I was like, but I'm always Oscar UK. I've been Oscar UK or Suka, however you want to pronounce it, for like since 2003. Even though I haven't been cosplaying since 2003. That was like my first badge name that I took to a con. So it's like my badge name. I don't feel like I should change it, because I'm a Sado that kept all my badges. You can see that spot is covered up not too bad. I will have to work on it a bit more. Just blend that in the front of my eyebrows. I've got to draw a widow's peak as well. Do that after I've done my hair. But yeah, he was saying like I should change my cosplay name, because I used to be known for doing Oscar. Now I'm more known for doing Shepherd. So I was like, yeah, but I can't change it to Shepherd or the Shepherd or whatever. Just no. But normally I don't put foundation on my lips, but I gotta do black lips. So it'll just help. Now I'm just gonna let that dry for a minute. Now I'm sweaty. But yeah, I was saying I should change my name. And I was like, no, I don't want to change my name. I'm just going to pat this all over to help it get in the skin. And then we'll probably put another slight coat on. Especially on some of my problem areas. I will probably put a bit more over that once I've powdered. I'll build it up. This is probably not an intricate makeup as an elaborate eye makeup or anything like that, but it's just like all the little details. I've got like stick a bead to my neck and then get into the damn thing. I have got the headdress with me so I can show it with the headdress on, but if you want the photos you'll have to look later. On my Facebook page I will always post a photo from the photo shoot. So let's just mix a little bit more up. Where did I put the brush? So I didn't quite have enough on the back of my hand. Just a little bit more. Yeah. Just a little bit more. Oh, it did suck any up. Suck some up. Here we go. Yay. I'm not getting on very well. Right. I'm just gonna put a bit more on my piece, especially on dab it. But I'm not gonna use the brush now. I'm just gonna pat it in with the sponge. Why do I have to look deathly pale? Much easier when characters can have my normal skin, which is slightly olive toned. Yeah, on face, get off. Now I just need to really pat that in. It's a bit better. I always find the key for me as well with my skin, because I have older skin, is to really just pack it in. It's just a little tip. And pat it in, pat it in. Ignore my breakage there. My hair decided to break on me. Curse your curly hair. Right. Do need contour. Before I'm not going to rub that off because I'm going to use that to go back over that once I've set it with powder. Not yet. So I do need contour. Just, I mean, I know they didn't contour in the 80s, not really, but the makeup back then was totally different to what we do now. It's totally different to the 90s, let's put it that way. Right, now I need my brush for my contour. I always use a slightly different contour brush, and I always pre-mix my contour, which is just my normal foundation mixed with a darker one. Put in a little pot, ready to go. It makes my life easier. And because I'm pale, I don't want too much, so I can just lightly put it on. And I'll always put it like here, so it lifts my face. Because even though I'm doing Dark Princess Lily, I need to do Dark Princess Lily for my face. If that makes sense. You know, I'm not trying to be a person, as in character makeup. Oh, it is character makeup. I'm not trying to make myself look like Dawn Depp. Let's put it that way. I always try and do the makeup to match my face shape. So I might use the colours, like the eye style, but I will adapt it to suit my eye shape as best I can. I like quite angular as well, but I don't want to go too harsh because it's harder to knock it back. again, I'll just do that. And build it up. And try and get my own hair off my skin. A little bit more. There we go. Right. I know I'm not going to wear a wig, and normally I'd do a long, stronger hairline, but you still are technically dark around your hairline. So I'm just going to do a little bit. And I've got to draw a widow's peak on anyway, so just make in here. And I can put eyeshadow in here to thicken this up. You'll see what I mean. You'll see. Trust me, you'll see what I mean. So we'll just lightly go across the top of the hairline. And we'll do the jawline. Try and hide my double chin. Blend that in. Blend it on the ears. A little bit more, I think. She's so pale. I don't want to do it too dark. She's like pale with sinister. How was the other half did? Right, the nose, I always just blend with a sponge, but I'm just going to put that on first. And then, once I've got the highlighter, the lighter one on, shall we say, I'll blend it together. Right, that one will get blended in a minute. So I need to use a lighter colour. Believe it or not, I have got one. This is Technique Matte Minerals in Cafe Lili. It is lighter. I'm still going to need to put a lightning drop in it. My sucker didn't work. There we go. And then mix that on the back of my hand. I need to get a mixing palette, really. I need to get one. It's like a little silver mirror tray. You can all mix your foundations on. So you can see it's like, because that's the foundation and that's now my mixed up highlighter to pick out details and hopefully lighten my face. So always do it here as well, because it'll give me a facelift. It'll snatch and give me a facelift. I'm only putting it on very lightly. I know they say don't do the triangle, but I'm just flicking it out so lightly. I'm going to snatch my face, top of the lip. Look like I've got a weird moustache going on, don't I? No. highlight there just to carve out my cheekbones really, without having actually to bake them, because if I bake on my skin you'll see every freaking pore. A bit there, and then we go down the middle of the nose and a blob on the end. Right, time to beat this face in, beat the face. Oh. I just realised I've got 2 spots coming there now. Oh, lovely. My face decides to break out on me. I need to like deeply clean my face or something. Cleanse it. Make sure your sponge is nice and damp. Maybe just help with the blending. It's getting a bit dry now. It is warm in here today. It is very warm. But I do like my new background and I bought some lights for my guns. So I gotta make it look all well lit. All over the nose. Really over technique. Again, I always say with makeup as well, have fun with it. Especially if you like doing it for characters and stuff. Have absolute fun with it. Don't be afraid to try things. Same with cosplay. Like, I know I say I do retro stuff, and I do go to cons and quite a lot of time don't get recognised. But when you get that one person recognise you, makes it worth it. So don't think you've got to do the popular thing just because it's popular. Do what you want to do. Right, think about ready to set this now. Got my face down, and I'm shiny and glowy, and hopefully look like death. A bit like death. I'm just wiping my hands. So, like setting powder. Like I say, if you watched my live last week, and I will go off randomly on tangents. Sorry, this is what happens. I don't have a lot of uber high-end makeup products. All mine are like drugstore. Apart from when it doesn't look out. I think it's got a little bit compact. But I don't want to smack it too hard, because if I smack it really hard, it comes out everywhere. Right. Right, I won't use a lot of powder. Again, old skin. It's in my pores. I've had it. Alright. But yeah, like I say, cosplay what you want. I will always cosplay retro stuff. Probably always cosplay Mass Effect as well. I'm going to be old shit till I die. I am planning on bringing the armour back next year, which means I'm going to have to take a back seat from Grab a Wig, if that's the case, because the armour's going to take a while to make. So we will see how next year goes, because obviously with the pandemic and that, I know you can see that, but trust me, I'm going to recover it in a minute. So that's my base practically set. And I'm going to use really battered Rimmel one. I always use this on my eyes as a powder, because I know, like I said when I started, her main makeup is like an eyeliner that comes down and I ain't going blurred out. I'm still going to add definition to my eyes, otherwise I look like I've got no eyes. Right. So you'll probably see me use this palette a lot, because it has loads of nice browns in it to define, and I always use Lust. I'm gonna have to find a replacement for that because that's my Shep's colour. Yeah, right. Brush. Just define the eye socket a little bit. But yeah, if I make the armour with my other half, because if we come back, we'd like to come back big styly for 2022. Who doesn't want to come back big styly for 2022, especially with everything that's going on? We'd like to make Garrison Shepherd in their armour because we cosplayed it like nearly 10 years ago because that's how old that Avenger is. And the Shuriken. That one there. But yeah, we'd like to come back and actually, you know, do them justice, because yeah, when we first made it back then it was good, but compared to what you can do now, we'd like to give them an overhaul and come back. I actually got engaged as Garrison Shep as well. We were getting ready in the hotel room, and I half got him into Garrison, I was half in Shep, and he asked me to marry him. So yeah, Garrison and Shep have a kind of a big part of our life, really, in its nerdy way. So you can't really see that, but it's so subtle. I'm going to put a little bit more depth around here, but I want it just to define my eyes, so not just plain. She says, I'm going to have to go in this palette, yeah. This is the must-have palette by Sue Moxley, where I broke the lid again. I just want that light brown. I'm just going to buff out this corner, and then I'll do all the eyeline work. Eyeliner work. You gotta work, bitch. Right. I promise next week I have got a more vibrant look planned for an original character. Promise, promise, it's not just going to be brown eyes and weird eyeliners and, well, there will be weird eyeliners, but maybe a little bit more dramatic makeup. I can do it, promise. Right, just kind of really blend that in. Do the other side. But yeah, so yeah, we got go married and get engaged as Garrison Shep. Still not married, but hey, that's life. And no, we would not get married as characters. I want a normal wedding. Maybe with geeky touches, but yeah, I don't want to be dressed in character. Not really. Because hey, half my family don't know I do this. His family knows, but my family don't. Because my family would frown down on it. Why do you cosplay? Because why not? Just trying to build up the intensity that I want equally. About nearly there. And a lot of it's going to be when I'm just going to take the translucent powder and just blend my edge with it. Just gives you a nice edge. So this powder that I use to define, use it to like blend away harsh edges. so it's more smooth. It's a good blending pack. Like I say, it's not going to look like I've got a lot on at the moment. You're going to see it when I do the photos. Right, I need to underline my eye. Need to blow my nose. Oh, standing in the bloody cut. I nearly took cat one. I nearly took cat one. I'm so glad I didn't, because I would have froze to death. Right. My trusty little thing. This is to underline the top of the eye. You've seen me do it last week if you watched. Again, just using my Stargazer, the same one I used for my eyebrows. Go around that. Around we go, around we go. So concentrating, can't really ramble while concentrating on staring forward. That's one done. I love just underline because you can use that for eyeliner if you just want to give shape to your eyeball. Without doing like massive wings or anything. Eyeliner. Now to do my awkward eyeball. So what else have I done? I'm trying to think what else I can ramble on about. Ramble. Oh yeah, started watching the new Cowboy Bebop. Like the adaptation, I still feel like there's something missing, but I don't know what it is. But it is really good, and I do think Jet looks like Jet. The guy who they've got to do Jet is a really good Jet. I really do. I think he's really good. I'm going to probably smoke all that out anyway, so I'll probably keep that to one side. And just so it doesn't run in my eye, I'm just going to take the excess off underneath. No, yeah, let's took the crap out my eyeball. Right, her eyeliner. I thought many moons ago it was straight. It's not. It's actually like a 45-degree angle down. Apparently. So I'm going to use my brush because I can use it as a guide. And then take it off. But no, many years ago when I did her, I did it as like straight down. But no, it's like 45-degree angle. I was like, why would you do that? No, just open my eye to like a 45-degree angle. And kind of follow the line. Is what I'm doing. And try and get it as equal as we can. Now we know that one's not equal. So because I can see it's not equal, we can blend that out again. This is why I'd love to be a savant. And I'm not. That's a bit better. It's literally because, like I said, my eyeballs are not the same. They really are not the same at all. Let's just blend half of that out. When makeup goes wrong, it goes wrong. Where did I put my concealer brush? Oh, I'll use my cutting out brush. I'm just gonna semi-cover that up. There we go. That's a bit better. It still don't look right, does it? It's annoying me. Right. There we go. Okay. Right. Now we've got eyeliner it. Because it's all eyeliner blended here into this drizzly look. I've already fucked up. But never mind. We'll make it happen. And the eyeliner I use is, I should have said my W7, but I like my Rimmel wand. Can't really talk much while doing eyeliner. Just realised I haven't put my music back in my ear. A little bit. There we go. And it will get like blended so much. So I wanted to do my like wing. Trying to get it the same now on the other side. Probably not gonna happen. Sorry about that. I can always do that one final. So annoying. Why? Still don't look right. Odd eyeballs. Oh, this is going to be a fiddly job, isn't it? No. Oh, yeah. That's a bit better. Right. And then get my little black palette. Oh, it was bump outy. Oh. And then we're going to have to buff it, I think. So I'm going to take the lighter black. I'm just going to put a little bit on this brush here and pull it down. Put it down. Concentrating now. Why does one always go better than the other? Put a little bit darker black now. I also bring it around the waterline here. That's better. I'm just taking it actually off the white bit because I actually have contact lenses, so I don't want it to go in my eye too much. look. It's been ages trying to hide my black eyes, and now I've got some. I think I'm going to make it sing a little bit more in a minute. Trying to get as even as possible now. Where did I put my... I just want to touch that liner. Oh, I'll use the other Lili. Far away. Where did I just put the eyeliner down? Told you I'm nuts. Put things down. I don't want it to dry out, so I better find it. No. I put it in there. Sometimes I drop it in some weird places. No. Is it on the floor? No. I told you I'm a klutz. Have a tea. Find it. Have a swig of tea. Oh, there it is. Why did I put it in my brush pot? What a boom. It's never going to look the same, is it? When you smudge something. Use my stargazer now. It's going to be one of those days. I'm just going to have to accept they're going to look slightly different. And they don't want to go the same, which is fine. But, right. Need to highlight in that, and I'm hoping I can put a bit of highlight across my eye. I'll get another wipe. I don't recommend using makeup wipes to take your makeup off really, but it does ruin your skin. But if you just take it off the back of your hand, it's fine. Right, so contour time. Because otherwise I'm going to be here all day playing with this. Right. I only really have one brown contour palette. Bright Legend. You noticed that I made quite a bit from my stuff. I'll put that back in. I still got to do my hair yet. Oh god. Again, right where I put that thing. Not quite a harsh line to be fair. Oh, it's dead. Dead and gaunt. I still got to have a go over that, yeah. I know. Just me. Just adding a bit of colour to my face. Not too much. This brush has got so much on, like just residue on. It'll just give me a little bit of colour without doing too much. Without doing too much, she says. Where is my nose brush? The brush I only use for my nose. Where are you? Oh, I've lost the plot today. I tell you what, yesterday really threw me out. Really did. That's my highlight brush, so I'll pull that out because I'm going to need that in a minute. Ah, there we go. So just lightly do my nose. Try and get this. See that horrible dent there? The horrible dent of mine. Out. Alright, highlighter. I think I'm going to go for the silver in this because I think it will show off the eyes a lot more. I still haven't finished the eyes, I know. So I'm going to just spray it. Highlight. Like so. A little bit of the chin. Upper lip. Lightly across the forehead. Otherwise, I think if you do too much here, this will look really sparkly. You can look like you're sweating. Personally. Put my earphone back in. Why has my music stopped? Why? Because Spotify has disconnected itself. For some reason. Stupid thing. Right. What I want to do as well, I'm just going to brush some of this highlight like across here. Again, I'm going to spray my brush with my setting spray. That I've put down again. Something there is. It's just technique. Setting spray. I'm just gonna put it in a bit like that, and then take a brush and just blend it out because I just want. There we go. That's better. I want to really make that bit shine. And now I've just took a bit of black off. Just want to make it shine a little bit. And my eyeliner decided to come off a little bit. One sec. There we go. And then down the nose and in a corner. She's going to blend into that bit. Right. Now I need to kind of do my widow's peak, so I need to do my hair and then I'll put my lashes on. Alright, gotta tame this mop. Normally, I would just put it up in a wig, but unfortunately, I can't do that with Lily, so time to wet it. And I've got to be careful because I've got curly hair, so I'm trying not to give myself a parting either, so. Yes. To be fair, she has little curls come down anyway, so it's fine. It's not too bad. I've got a bobble down here, or I should have. Generally you won't see my hair at the back because it will be behind a giant collar. Generally. Did I not bring a oh no, there it is, that bobble. I'm going to draw a widow's peak, but I am going to fill my hair in. Don't worry about it. I'm going to forget how many bobbles I've got in my hair. Right. Just a really tiny bobble at the back. I've got to draw a widow's peak. But what you can do as well, if you want to like fill in your hairline, I'm just going to use black. And it just fills it in a little bit better. So it doesn't look so bad. Especially once I've done all the widow's peak thing. Just me. I just want it to look a bit thicker. It's just because I have very fine hair generally. And same here, like you can just thicken it up and give your hairline back. Oh, especially when you've got a lot of breakage like I have at the moment. Because I abuse my hair too much. There you go. You can just blend it. There's nothing I'm going to be able to do about that curl. It's just going to stay there. Right, widow's peak. And then I can do my lashes. And then, what is going on with all black today? And then I can put my headdress on, do my black lips, and you kind of get the impression. It's not my best work. Oh well. Oh well. This is going to be one of those days where I think every time I touch my face I'm just transferring shit onto it. But we're worth it in the end. She says, right, widow's peak. Now I did bring my snazzaroo. Where did I put my snazzaroo? I brought my snazzaroo! I definitely brought it in. I swear to God, boy. You know, you're like, I told you it's not my day. Really, I'm just gonna throw all these crappy bits in the bin. No, that's not my snazzaroo. Didn't fall down the side there. Nope, that's not my snazzaroo. Somebody tell me where I put my snazzaroo. Because I definitely brought it in, because I know I've got to draw this widow's peak and I've got to use it for the black lips because I don't have any black lipstick. So I brought my snazzaroo in to do it. But I've put it down somewhere and I can't find it now. Oh, it's going to be one of those days. Right, it didn't fall in the bin, did it? No. Ah, found it. It did fall on the floor. Ha ha ha. So because it's snazzaroo water base. Perfect. Right. Now I just got to find my actual brush I use for it. Because I've got to draw a small print. One of my favourite songs this is. Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC. Awesome. So, gotta find the middle of my face. To be fair, the widow's peak's not that deep. It's about there. Now we kind of make it about the same. Oh, not bad. Now just gotta put my arm down on it. Quick. Show me. Try and make it as pointy as possible. So, like I say, I'm going to take this up to the hairline as best I can, and then I'm going to put the powder in. Because trying to get this out my hair is going to be a nightmare. And I really don't want to wash my hair today. The joys of having curly hair. Right, I'm going to need that in a bit to do my lips. But we need to go back to the black. And then all I'm going to do is probably need the darker black. Yeah, I'm going to need the black palette. It's got a really dark black in it. There we go, just blend it in. There we go. See? I'm going to have to wash my hair now anyway because I've put makeup in it. Don't matter if I put a bit of powder over the snazzer as well because it'll just help it set, to be honest. So, don't look too bad, does it? Right, I'm going to use this, which is like my makeup I use for work. I'm just going to use it to sharpen up any bits that I've cocked up on. There we go. Okay, that's looking a bit better. Gotta wash my hair. Alright, what I'm going to do is set that. I'm going to let that dry a minute and then I'll set it with a hairspray because it's Snazzaroo. You can just set it with a hairspray. But you can see there, you can see it at that angle, but just literally putting black powder in your hair. Just a great way of blending it up. I'm only using black because obviously my hair is black. Quite happy with that. I think it's best when I'm just going to seal that with the hairspray first. And then I'm going to do my eyes and put my lashes on, and then I'll keep throwing stuff around. Normally I'm not this much of a disaster, I promise. So the mascara I'm using is Sky High for my lashes. And then I'll put some, I think I need to put my big lashes on today. Make me feel better. For me, as soon as you do the widow's peak, that's when it's Lili. So that's when it's Lili, in my opinion. I'm still deciding whether I need to cover that a bit more. And to be fair, I probably do. I'm just going to use my stuff that I use for work. And just lightly put the foundation over it. Then get that translucent powder. And then re-pat it. There we go. As you can see, it's disappeared a lot better. Right. Lashes. I think my big fluffy ones. I think I need my big fluffy ones today. I love big lashes. I really do. And then I can do all my lips. Because obviously I would have a massive colour too. But I can't put it on because with me taking this off. And I can't do that without getting X-rated. So normally I wear this shirt just to protect my clothes from like the makeup and that. And then obviously once I'm in, finish my makeup, I'll drop the shirt and you'll see my costume. But with this one I can't. Because I can't sit here in the costume because it's got a 10-foot collar on it. Well, it's not quite 10 foot, but it's a pretty big collar. I'm just taking some of the old glue off these lashes, so I haven't cleaned them since I wore them out. I wore them out to a meal with technically my sister-in-law. Technically my sister-in-law. Technically. So, I think I'm going to have to get music on my lives. Get Spotify to play music for me. It's all well and good me listening to it in my ear, but I think I need to get Spotify on my lives without upsetting Twitch. Really? But never mind. We're getting there, we're getting there. My lives usually take about an hour and a half to 2 hours, so we're nearly there. Right. And what I've got to do, because my eyeballs are weird, as you can tell, I need to get a piece of tissue. Dub me under my nose, but fold it off again. I'm not using the same bit. I use this brush to put my glue on the end of my lash bit here. in the corner of my eye because that's where I struggle with getting it to stick. But I find just dabbing a bit on just helps me personally. Right, let that dry. Put that in a... I swear I've got a runny nose from yesterday. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm actually going to just run. This is Rimmel mascara through the front of my lashes. I mean my lashes, my brows. Just to make the hair stand out. Right, let's see if these want to stick, because these didn't want to stick yesterday for me. They want to be in a git. Well, it won't help if I actually put it on the right... Oh no, I did put it on the right lash. I was like, that's the wrong way. Look at it again. That's the wrong lash. These are really big lashes. Like, stupidly big. Oops. Oh, this one doesn't want to stick at the end. Just being stupid. There we go. Don't know why that one don't look right. It's in the wrong place slightly, I think. That's why. Don't know why. It just looks really long there. It's a bit better. I can't resist some big lashes. Blame RuPaul's Drag Race. Right. So I have got a headdress that I can wear. And then I'll put my lipstick on. I haven't worn this in ages. I'm going to set my full face actually now. I'm not going to wear this for hours, so I'm only using normal hairspray. And now it's time to do the... I nearly dropped the snazzer on the floor. That could have been dodgy. So now, black bit there. We will just try and do my black lips. Oh, I hate doing it. I know this is a talk as well, I just can't really chat while I'm doing this. I can never get it right. Uh-uh. Getting there. I'm definitely getting there. I do love it when it finally pulls together. And I will eventually log at the camera. Change the setup. Gotta love a black lipstick now and again. And I, my lonely heart. Sorry, song I'm listening to. I love using Snazzaroo as lipstick, especially when you want black. I think I might darken the side bits in a minute. This is where I now start fiddling. With me, baby. Don't you? That's a bit better. Oh, I know what I forgot to do. Naughty me. Always highlight my brow. Just using what's residue on my brush. I have to highlight my brow. It picks my eye off the floor. Are we getting there, do you think? I think we are. gunk. Next. Trying to get the gunk off my face. Go away. I think it's getting there. To get to you. Is that alright? Oh, should apologise, can't sing. Nah. Crept in your room. Like I say, spots covered quite well. I'm quite happy with it. It's definitely better than the makeup I did like years ago. And I will look at them. I will get this set up right at some point. Tell you what I need to do. She has a black jewel on her here bit, and I have got an old Halloween set of jewels that, you know, you stick on your forehead. I have got an old one that I kept. Always kept them because I cut them up. And I used them for my fairy at one point. I actually need to clean my hands because my hands are dirty. Is that alright? Do I look right? It's better than it was many moons ago. I think I need to blend that one out a bit more in a minute. See, the problem I get now is I will sit here and probably fiddle with it. And fiddle with it. And fiddle with it. And fiddle with it. And never be happy with it. Quite like this side, but I want to be a savant. I want to be able to do it the same both sides. Why can't I? It's not fair. I drove all night to get to you. I will obviously film some TikToks for this. I have linked it, but I don't know if Twitch actually likes my TikTok link. I might have to just physically type it out. Let me glue this jewel on. I have to just move my mirror. Got black on my tongue. That's because I've just licked my lips. It's a beauty, but at least if you use Snazzaroo on your face or on your lips, it's water based, it's kids safe, so if you eat it, it doesn't matter. I think the one she has is a bit bigger than this, but it'll do. I should really apologise for this. I think we're nearly now. It's hard to judge where to look with this camera. See, that side's nice. Look at that side. I'm still not 100% happy with it. I don't think I will be, to be fair. I'm just trying to blend it out a little bit with this transition colour. It's just hot. And I'm not a makeup queen. What I've learned over the years of cosplaying, watching Facebook, watching YouTube. I grew up in the 80s with a mother that didn't do makeup. My mother's like, makeup was like just doing mascara. There's a little bit more than mascara on my face right now. Just a tad. Look. I'm nearly done. I better just stop because I'll just sit here and fuck with it. And let me put all my dirty brushes away because they will need cleaning for next week. Not those ones are my work brushes. So I think we're about done. You kind of get the look. I will photograph this and it'll go up onto my Facebook page, which is linked in my bio. Or if you end up rewatching this, I will upload it onto Facebook. I will upload it onto YouTube in a few days. So I always put all my links in the description below for all my social media. So it will definitely go up on my Facebook page, the pictures. I will post something up. I will obviously film something for TikTok as well. You gotta do a little bit of lip sync. You don't put all this gear on for no reason. You gotta lip sync it to a certain extent. And I do transitions and stuff. A lot of my shepherd's on there at the moment. So please visit that, check that out. Let me know what you think. Or I always take constructive criticism. I will not take bullying. But if you've got any ideas, or even perhaps a character to do, I always take suggestions. Doesn't mean I'm going to do it. It is still my choice at the end of the day who I cosplay. But yeah, so this is Dark Lily done for today. We'll get it photoshopped. We'll get it photoshoot up on my Facebook page. Please check that out for the photos. I will be going live next week with a more original character. I will throw these in now and again. The one I've got planned is more of my kind of steampunk, brightly coloured character. I say steampunk because for me steampunk is bright colours and a bit edgy rather than gothic, which is dark. So hopefully go live with that. And I've just spotted another mistake on my lipstick. Let me just correct that before I rub it on because it's just going to annoy me. Okay, it's annoying me really badly. So yeah, please check that out. All comments, criticisms, praise is welcome because at the end of the day, doing this is not easy. For anyone to come on live on the internet and expose yourself to a certain extent and reveal who you are, I don't think I would know who I am still. Don't think I truly still know who I am. But yes, next week will be, I'm digressing, I'm rambling off. Next week will be more of an original character. Like I say, based on steampunk. I've really got a really nice dress that I bought from my favourite eBay charity shop site. I have got so many dresses off this site that have inspired characters that I've done or are planning to do. Or there'll be cosplays like this one which I made years ago and revisiting. But yeah, please check that out. I love you all wherever you leave me feedback, whether it's on my YouTube, my Facebook page, my TikTok, anything like that. I appreciate any love for that. So I do appreciate you sticking around and watching this through. I will be going live next week for the same time, as long as nothing goes horribly wrong hiccup. So I will leave you all with a shot of my mug. And I'll see you all soon. So I do wish you well and take care. And this thing won't come up. And trust me not to be able to find the flipping button that stops it.